Quit acting stupid. With
Bobby,
Jamie,
Rudy,
and
Andy.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Quit Acting Stupid. I'm your host, Jamie Fiesta, and join me as always are my brothers, Bobby, Rudy, and Andy. Say hello, boys.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
So I'm wondering
So-
if my internet was just lagging or if you guys didn't even attempt on that opening there.
Well,
This guy
Andrew-
didn't hear it. This guy didn't hear it at all. Didn't hear
Can
the
you hear
song.
the opening? Oh,
Your
all right.
guys' internet, for as much money as you guys have, is total trash. Sorry,
All
but
right.
It's
I
probably-
do want to comment it. I do want to comment little Chevy Chase down there in the bottom corner, little pratfalls. I picked it up. I'm gonna call you Chevy Chase from now. We should put that under your name. I'm the only one with the tag, by the way.
Well, not
What
anymore.
is it? Cinco de Drink. Oh, yeah, my favorite. Cinco de Drinko.
Yeah, Cinco de
That's-
Drinko.
Ugh.
Put that on the
Yeah,
list
boy.
of things we hate.
Yeah, it's actually racist.
I don't know about that, but it's just
I also don't like when white people go to Manny's for their birthday and they put a big sombrero on them, and I don't know. Anyways, that could be a
Do
topic
you like-
for another day.
Do you like white people wearing a sombrero in any location?
I don't think I like white people.
Oh.
all right.
I think that might be the problem.
Let's dig into this one. Let's peel back some of the layers.
I'm just curious, is Bobby getting any of this? He had no reaction for like the first minute and a half.
Okay.
Say something.
Maybe it's his internet that is.
I think I'm on delay. I don't know. I'm here.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I'm having flashbacks
could
of
be.
the John Bailey, Laurie Soto interviews.
Yeah.
Come on, I thought
that's,
we cleaned this up, guys. Jesus, look how crisp Andrew and I look, and you guys look
In
like
your-
Max Headroom.
in your Chato outfit.
Machado outfit. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, Mason's
Yes.
sleeping. But
So but before the next time we meet, will be Cinco de Mayo, and so Rudy is dressed for the occasion, I guess.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking
Do
very.
any of you guys got big
festive.
plans? You guys, it's on a Monday.
It is on a
Do you-
Monday,
Good.
so I'll have to work that night. But maybe I could probably get out for lunch for a little marg, maybe obviously at Rudy's. Tenampay Taqueria. No, I don't. I no big plans. What about you? I know the West Side is doing stuff this weekend, right?
Yes. They're gonna have stuff they usually do over at Cesar Chavez Boulevard.
Yep, Guadalupe Center.
Yeah. I'm hoping to make my way down there.
I assumed you
You guys
would.
know who's there on Saturday night?
I just saw not too long ago, and
Estrellas,
yes,
Las Estrellas.
that's one of them.
Cesar Chavez himself.
Oh, War. Yes, War.
War is gonna be
Mhm.
there.
As in Lowrider. Like, are
The
they just gonna play
concept-
that one song?
Oh,
Low rider. God,
They're just gonna play
no
that one
way.
song over and over
Over and over.
again.
I thought you just meant the concept of war, like they were gonna do some Civil War reenactments, or
nope. Where'd
Bobby's
Yeah.
gone.
He just This is like one of-
no,
He, just-
so
he didn't
yeah,
like
that's-
he didn't like the bottom right. He wanted to switch over.
scoot over. No, wait. War has another song.
Yes.
Cisco Kid.
Oh, there's another one on there that they listed,
Spill
but I forgot
the
what it
wine.
was.
Spill the one.
Spill
Was
the
that
wine.
them? Was that War?
Yeah, I believe so. And then did they do Why Can't We Be Friends?
Why can't we be friends?
That one, yes.
They did that?
Which-
Really?
Which
think so,
doesn't
yeah.
seem like it would come from a band called War.
Yeah. One reason we can't be friends is because your name is War.
Yeah, you sound like
Probably.
a jerk because you're War. Yeah.
But you know what
Interesting.
song that they didn't do? War. What is it good for?
They didn't?
Absolutely nothing. Seinfeld. Anyway.
Which is funny because Bad Company sang a song called Bad Company. So I was listening to I saw a list of bands who have a song that is their band name, and yeah, I grew up most of my life thinking War sang War.
Interesting.
Would follow
Okay.
with it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. All right,
yeah, I was hoping to get down there. I thought probably you would be down there, so I don't know.
yeah, I'm kind of on a kick. Just getting back from San Antonio and all from Fiesta, and I realized that it is not the Fiesta; it's Fiesta. Like it's a thing. Like it's a verb. Like, did you Fiesta, or did you? It's it's insane. This is like the third year in a row I've been down. And,
I don't remember his name in Revenge of the Nerds 2, but I hate to use Fiesta as a verb, but you nerds sure can Fiesta.
Yeah, it's basically like that.
Wow.
I want to say, I think this is the third year in a row I've been. But it's long story short, it's basically 10 days straight where the whole city just basically shuts down, and it's fiestas everywhere, just insane. So I was there over the weekend, and it was a good time. I mean, it started out a bit rocky. I went with my friend from high school, Steve, and I started by losing my wallet, and so we get a rental car and we're driving, whatever, and we get to the hotel. We stopped in 8, and then we went to the hotel, and I go to check in, and first of all, I roll up to the front desk, and this is my welcome to San Antonio moment, where the lady's like, she asked for, what did she say? She called me Jaime, and I'm like, no, I don't even have the heart to tell her. No, it's Jamie. It's Jamie. It's the whitest version of Jaime as possible. But yeah, this lady, she rolled the R in my last name and everything. Anyway, so I went to check in, and I reached for my driver's license, and I couldn't find my wallet. I was like, oh crap, I left it at the restaurant, and I'm on the phone. I go out and check the car on the right side between the door and the seat. I'm like, oh no, it's not here. It's got to be at the restaurant, which was like 15 minutes away. I'm like, oh crap, I have to drive back there, But so I'm on the phone with the restaurant, and luckily, as I'm freaking out, because all this stuff's going through my head, like, crap, I'm not going to be able to check in the hotel. And then I think, how in the hell am I going to get home? How am I going to get on an airplane without my driver's license? And at that point, I just absolutely go in freak out mode and just panic, because not necessarily me not being able to get home, but me having to tell Emily that I lost my wallet. I mean, she
It's
will
almost
tell
worse.
me, I lose my wallet or my phone a couple times a week. So, and while I'm looking for it is when she lets me know about it. So I'm like, okay, now's not a good time to tell me how much, I lose my wallet. And so I'm just like panicking. I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't tell her, oh yeah, can you throw the kids in the van and drive 12 hours south to come pick me up, because I can't fly. And I think I just was resolved to, like, you know what? I'm not going home. I'm just not going to go home. I'm just going to stay here, because that would have been the better alternative to having to tell her I lost my wallet. It would have been just like, you know what?
Are you seriously that scared of your wife?
Did you hear? Like, she would have had to come get me 12 hours. Like,
no, that's ridiculous. There's other ways to do it.
Well,
my first thought, which won't
Mr.
work out.
TSA guy, can I come in even though I have nothing?
You're gonna have to rent a car and drive, but you can't rent a car without your ID. I know that now. So,
like Rudy Robles in Born in East LA. I'm an American citizen. Like, I don't have any ID. All I have in my pants. 25 cents.
The president of the United States is Ronald Dickhead Reagan. Oh man, that's on Tubi if anybody wants to watch it for free. Born in East LA.
Bob, you
This
gotta
is
say
actually the worst time to lose your wallet, too.
something.
I mean,
yeah. Oh, trust me,
Okay.
this is going through my head.
So let me
at the
ask
time.
you. So Steve is with you already,
Yes.
correct? Steve Avila, for those who don't know,
Yes.
he's with you. I mean, could you just say, "Hey, buddy, look, hey, I don't have my wallet. Can you rent us a car? I'll pay for it, but you're gonna have to have your ID, and we're gonna have to drive back." I mean,
Okay. I mean, I guess, yeah.
that's my
But
first
at the
thing.
time, I don't think of the best solution. Like I'm freaking out because we just get there and I do not have my wallet.
Were you doing one of
freak
these?
out first.
Pretty much.
Like
Yeah,
looking
that's
all over,
pretty much it.
turning over, like absolutely, like there's no way it would be under this piece of paper, but I'm turning
Right.
it over anyway. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like I'm going through my bag. I'm like, I know it's not in my bag. I know, and I'm like, all I know is that I had it when I got on the plane. So it could be on a plane that's now headed for wherever, New York or something. I don't know. But so
I will say, without knowing the step-by-step thing, you can get on a plane without your ID, because Kaylee lost her ID in New Orleans when she was on a business trip, which apparently New Orleans is the worst place to lose your ID because you can't go anywhere. You need an ID to get anywhere, at least anywhere that they were going to go, like hang out and be tourists. But
I wouldn't think hanging out would be her top priority at that point. Like you're losing your wallet, you're like,
once the wallet's gone, or once it's gone, it's just kind of like, well, now I just got to sit here in this hotel room. I literally cannot do anything. But yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know. I don't remember. It was so many years ago now what she did to get it, but I think she contacted, somebody. She got emailed like a paper. I don't know.
I wouldn't even been able to think clearly to figure out what to do.
Okay, so
how did you and your wallet get reunited?
As I'm on the phone talking to the restaurant, they put me on hold several times, and Steve just like casually, I'm gonna go check the car again, and he checks, and of course, in my panic, I checked between the seat and the door. I didn't check on the other side of the seat and the console, and
that would be the first spot I look in a car if I lost something. Between the seat and the console is my first.
Yeah, I'm already in complete freak out mode. Anyway, it was there. So he brought it in and saved the day. And but yeah, that was not a good way to just start out my trip. It was,
how long was the period from my wallet's gone to Steve found my wallet?
It was
my wallet's gone.
It felt like a day. It felt like hours, but it was probably about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, let me ask you this. When was the last time you hung out with Steve Avila?
Probably a couple months ago. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a year or two or
no. A few of us from high school get together every couple months at Teocalli and catch up. But yeah.
What would have been a good idea? Did you ever ask Steve Avila, hey, would you want to come on the podcast and talk about it? We need a guest. And would you want to come and talk about our trip?
Yeah, but I mean, literally just got back 48 hours ago.
He's like, dude, I want nothing more to do with you. You are a mess.
No offense.
Who's this guy?
Steve, but I can't imagine hearing Jamie's stories twice. I can't imagine that would be good for the show.
Yeah,
to relive.
To relive. It's like Pee Wee Herman. I lived it.
Oh man!
Yeah. So
found your wallet,
but it was a blast. It was awesome. I ate a ridiculous amount of food. And you know what? This just killed me. Like towards the end of my stay there, remember when we were talking about last week about standing Andy up when he was sleeping and just kind of making funny faces or whatever?
Yeah.
I shit you not, dude. So we're standing listening to this live band there, and it's loud as can be. And this little kid is sitting next to me, and he's like kind of sitting crisscross applesauce, not Indian style. And he's got like this big, what are they, like the smushmallows or whatever they're called, or some kind of pillow looking thing. Squishmallows, whatever. And he's laying on it with his head kind of down in his lap. And I'm like, dude, this kid's sleeping during all this. And I mean, there's hundreds of people standing around. I mean, it's packed. And so at one point, I guess, so the band was ending, and his parents and stuff were getting ready to go, and so they get him up. And all I know is I'm looking one way, and I get hit right in the side, and it's this kid, and they're like, he's stumbling around like Andy did when he would be sleeping, and I look at him, and his face, the face that I was talking about last week, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this kid had no idea where he was, and the mom goes, I don't know, he's drunk, I don't know what happened. I started laughing, but so I mean, they thought it was funny too, because this kid was just stumbling. I mean, he crashed hard, and all I could think about was last week's conversation about this.
You should have told his parent, hey, we got a podcast, we just talked about this, check it out.
Oh, it was great though. I mean, it was, yeah, because this kid, I mean, he hit me hard because he was just like almost like he started swinging, and he was just out of it. But yeah, that was pretty good. And then I
By
did.
the way,
go ahead.
You lose points when you lose the crisscross applesauce points when you also still say the old.
You still say the
No, I did that intentionally because
I just putting that up.
Yes. But I did. Mom and Dad, to be proud, I did go to mass while I was there, and I looked up the mass times online. I was all set. I was ready to go, and I was going to go to 8:30 mass. And Steve wanted to grab some menudo at Mi Tierra, the restaurant down there that we go to. And I was like, all right, yeah. I'll go to 10:30. Let's go grab some breakfast at 9, and I'll go afterwards to go to 10:30 mass. I was looking at the online on the website, and it said 8:30. There was nothing underneath 8:30. It said 8:30 mass, and then like the next one was whatever time, and it said, or it was like there was one that said 12:30, and underneath it said Spanish. It's like, okay, I'm not going to that one.
I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
The 10:30 had nothing under it. Okay, so I'm like, okay, English. All right, so we walk over there, and that means it's like walking distance from our hotel. We get there, and this lady asks us something out front in Spanish, like some raffle tickets or something. Like, I just kind of no, and I just kept walking to the entrance of the.
No.
I get in there.
No, but he says no with an accent. No.
Yeah. She would have understood it if you just said no too. I mean, it's kind of the same.
You think so?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go in, I sit down, and the place is packed. I mean, it's good crowd. And so I sit down, and then next thing I know, this lady gets up and starts doing announcements in Spanish, and I was like, oh shit. And I'm looking around, and you know how most churches will have English masses, but then they'll have that one Spanish mass. And this one apparently has 2 Spanish masses, 1 English mass. And
that doesn't make sense.
And usually when they have the Spanish mass, hardly anybody goes, right? Like, because most people go into the English ones here. Well, there it's the opposite. And so I walked in, and they start the announcements in Spanish and everything. I'm like, oh shit, I read the thing wrong. And so I'm sitting there.
We're not Mexicans. We're from out of town.
I'm sitting there I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna try and pick out. I'm gonna work on my Spanish while I'm owing it to the Lord. So I'm that was a little
owe it to the Lord. Born in East LA
joke. So I'm working on my Spanish, and so Padre's going long on his homily, dude. He's like going for record time. And,
behind me, Satan! You're behind me!
Good one. All I'm hearing is Don Francisco. And I'm like, Don Francisco? Isn't that the guy, the host of Sábado Gigante on Univision? And I was like,
Sábado Gigante.
It's like, why does he keep saying Don Francisco? What? And then it finally dawns on me that he's saying Papa Francisco. Like, oh, Pope Francis. Oh, okay, I get it now. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Anyway,
I thought you were about to say, like, for this big week in San Antonio, like, special guest Don Francisco, and like he was going to come out.
That would have been badass. That would,
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
that would have been good.
No.
Yeah. No, but
Pope Francis.
yeah. So that was me having to sit through a Spanish mass. It was quite interesting. And then one other thing that have you guys heard of a drink called a michelada? Michelada? Okay. Because
Yeah.
I ordered it incorrectly, saying it incorrectly. I think I
How'd
got
you say it?
Michelada. And the guy's looking at me like Michelob. I pronounce it like Michelob instead of
Right.
yeah. Anyway, so the guy's like, he couldn't understand me, and I'm like, I'm the one speaking English here, and the guy's looking at me like I'm an idiot. I'm just like,
Do you have anything besides Mexican food?
I wanted to go.
Or
I just wanted to go hide. I was.
You know I don't
was
speak Spanish. In English,
But we're
please.
not real Mexicans, and this is an example. That and then you got to tell your tahine story. But anyway,
Oh my god!
I saw you put it on Facebook.
Yeah, so I had never seen it before. I've seen that tahine, and for those of you that don't know, it's that reddish stuff around the rim of your glass, I guess. Really salty. Anyway, I didn't realize. So Steve grabbed me a beer. He brought it back to where we were sitting, and it's this huge can, and they just like dunked it at us in the tahine, and it was like halfway down the can. I'm like,
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
yeah. Now I did see somebody later on like lick the side of the can and then drink. Like, was I supposed to do that? I don't know. This can could have been stored back there with a mouse dropping somewhere. I don't know. I'm like, I'm not licking this can. I don't want any part of this.
You're gonna get your shirt out and wipe the lip of it.
Yeah. Like, I can't even use a can opener on canned goods without like washing it completely off the top. Yeah, no.
Wow.
So I've never seen that before. And so I'm drinking it. My hand's all sticky. It looks like I've just stuck my hand. I delivered a baby barehanded or something. Like I had red all down my hands. You know, it was,
like when you're eating Cheetos.
Yeah, that too, or that. Less graphic.
Or that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Cheeto fingers.
Yeah, that was my trip. It was a good time. We weren't there that long. But yeah, it was a scorcher. Got into the upper 80s. I come back here, I'm freezing again. So yeah, good times. Good times.
Is there a term besides Mexican that you prefer? Something less offensive?
It had been a while since I've been tipsy at 11 a.m. I'll say that. But I guess you can't drink all day unless you start in the morning, though, right?
Right, man. There's nothing like a good beer. You know, sometimes, so not to completely, I'm not changing the subject on this, basically.
We don't have no beer, just tequila.
When I go get a haircut, like my haircut is so expensive now. And if I said how much it was, people would be like, that's not expensive. That's what a haircut costs. But it blows my mind because we used to get Joe Veno haircuts for $7. So that's what I used to write a check for $7. Literally write him a check for $7 back in the day. So now I'm paying a ridiculous amount for my haircut. Well, they offer you a free beverage when you get there. They've got soda, they got water, and they've got beers. They've got a Dunkel, they've got a Bud Light. I always go with the Dunkel because that's the more expensive one. And I'm trying to make this haircut worth it, you know? But sometimes to fit my schedule, the haircut will have to be set at 10 o'clock in the morning. I haven't had breakfast, haven't eaten anything. I leave that barbershop drunk off of one beer because there's no food in my belly to soak it up. And I'm trying to down it because I drink it a little bit and then they call me back to get a haircut. I'm not drinking it while I get a haircut. So when I'm done, I got to like finish it so I can get going, you know? And I leave the barbershop drunk usually once a month, like hammered. Like sometimes I sit in my car and I'm like, I shouldn't leave yet. Like, this is stupid. Like, yeah, crazy. But
Jamie
anyway.
acts like we didn't spend last fall, for some 11 a.m. kickoffs in Colombia, having some beverages and.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it hasn't been
like beer.
No. Just
let me
since
ask
last
you,
fall.
Jamie. So you've been going to a lot of these Mexican, a lot of these fiestas. You've been fiestaing a lot. Are you starting to recognize some of these bands, or
the ones that I like, I'll start following them on Instagram. Some of them will have their QR code or something or whatever. I'll follow them. But
do you have a favorite?
Yeah, there were two from the last two, one from each of the last 2 years I really liked, and they don't come back the next year. It's almost like they kind of, but anyway,
right.
Yeah, good stuff. And like I said, I almost tried Menudo for the first time. Have you ever had it? I have not.
Yeah. You've never had Menudo?
I don't think I have.
I've had it.
Growing up.
Yeah. I chickened out. I was like, this is breakfast. If I don't like it, I don't want to not like it. So I was like, and
time
I
out.
realized I've never had what?
I may be thinking of Menudo.
Yeah.
Or not Menudo. I may be thinking of mole.
Mole, yeah.
I used to confuse them a lot growing up.
Chicken mole. So maybe I haven't had Menudo.
Menudo is not good, in my opinion, and I'm Mexican. But I like the broth. I enjoy the broth. I do not like
Steve Avila
and all the.
Steve Avila, would disagree with you. I believe.
Yeah, I like hominy and I like broth, and I like dipping my tortilla in the broth and the hominy and all the other random stuff, but not the tripe itself. That's gross.
Both Jamie and Bobby. Hey, both you and Jamie, Bobby, your guys' mics sound terrible.
I was going to say something. Jamie, are you even using your mic? You sound like you're just using your computer audio. Is it not plugged in, or?
Jamie, you were popping for a little bit. You're freezing up. You're
popping.
Yeah.
No.
Like, ain't no stopping. No. But anyways, so just be conscious. Maybe speak slower.
Well, I unplugged my mic, so and I probably sound the exact same.
Now your lips don't match your voice.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my trip. Jeez, what?
Nothing. Like you're way
shit,
off. What? your voice will start moving, and you're like, and then, like what was it? Michael Winslow when he did. No. Remember he did that karate thing, and he would try to do like the kung fu. God, I can't think of any of the lines, so I sound really stupid right now. But look up old Michael Winslow stand up. Pretty solid. But anyway.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, what else we got?
Sound like you had a good time. So are you planning on going down to the west side this weekend for their
I'd like to.
Cinco festivities? Yeah.
I'd like to, but my family doesn't like the outdoors, so we'll see how that goes.
I think I got a better shot of going down there Saturday night, but I want to try to do both nights possibly, but I don't know. We'll see, because I got to work early Saturday morning. But maybe get a burrito. Is that what they call them? Or a taco? So
taco.
We'll see. Yeah. But anywho, what else, fellas? What else has been going on this week? We talked before the podcast. Anything you guys want to talk about?
Well,
we got this podcast.
Rudy is the one that had the big list, and you were like, "We got so many things to talk." I'm waiting for you to just launch into one.
Yeah,
because obviously Rudy, Jamie and Bobby are struggling.
There was something
I should have put this in like the runs form, Rudy's runs form, but and then we could have just had like a grab bag. But I'm trying to go back through our text. I scrolled too far and I got to that lemon bar text that we've gotten to the point as brothers where we text about Andy's frozen custard.
We weren't even talking about the show. Like we were just like naturally talking about food.
Yeah. Hey brothers, have you seen the lemon bar custard?
Bob, you're still on mute, I think. Or no, you're not. I can't hear you though.
Bro, you need to step your game up. You need to. I don't think being on the other side is gonna help. All right, what are we talking about here?
Well, big news. I mean, there was big news with Shadeur Sanders falling in the draft. That was pretty fun.
Oh yeah,
we can do a lot of talk.
Rick, did you guys see the picture? And I'll try and pull it up. Of the there's a straight pride flag. Have you heard of that?
Oh, I have heard of this, and I've
Did you
seen
guys
it.
see a picture of it?
Did that have?
I saw a picture of it.
Sanders.
I'm gonna try and look for it, but I thought that was hilarious. Like it somehow is even gayer than the gay pride flag.
Straight pride flag.
Yeah, I forgot the colors are what make it seem gay when it's because it's just like the male and female symbols like intertwined, but it's like it's like pastel color.
We call it
Bobby.
pastel.
Bobby, thanks for joining us. We are talking about the straight pride flag. Oh, you can't hear me?
I will say
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. So this is what I got here. This is the straight pride flag. I think it's this one here in the middle. I don't know what this is on the left. But yeah, it's very seemingly not straight, I'm guessing.
Looks like all I'm seeing is two big old knockers. So maybe
yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were you gonna say? What were you gonna ask us if we
were talking Shadeur Sanders and you came in with the straight pride flag.
Out of left field to mix sports.
So I thought we'd maybe jump into the draft. Were you guys watching the draft? Were you it's funny you mentioned Shadeur Sanders because that's obviously the whole talk of the draft. And I went from cheering as he fell down the draft board to then, man, I feel kind of bad for this guy.
Why would you cheer for
he
him?
started, but then hold on, let me finish. I'm cheering because I want him to fall. Then he starts falling, and I feel bad that he falls. Then he gets drafted, and now I'm ready to hate him again. This guy's a turd. He's terrible. Everything I'm hearing about him is terrible. And then I start recollecting all the. Is recollecting a word, or did I just because I choked up on it? Then that's
recalling, I believe, is what you're going for.
Speaking
of Mechalekahai Ho, do you know there's a Pee Wee Herman
documentary? We're talking the draft. You have something against the draft?
I would have forgotten.
You sound like Rudy last week.
What did I do last week?
You really shut down the draft talk.
Oh yeah, because it hadn't happened yet.
Right
now, it happened.
That's why I brought it back up.
Let's talk about it. But yeah, so then once he got drafted, I'm ready to hate him again because like I'm remembering or recollecting all of these videos when he like got in the ball boy's face on the sideline when the ball boy tried to get the ball and he got in his face. And then when he refused to shake the opposing team quarterback's hand after the game because I saw what you said about me on Instagram. Dude builds this humongous room with apparently his nickname is Legendary, which is he's done nothing. I mean, I guess he's legendary in Colorado because his number's being retired, but he builds this huge room with all these hats and he doesn't get to use it. I love that. I love that you're so stupid. Like he's rich. Why do we feel sorry for him? Like he's filthy rich. He's been filthy rich since he was a kid. And what's coming out now is what it sounds like is the teams, when he would get an interview with the team that he didn't want to go to, he would sabotage it. He would act stupid, act a fool because he didn't want to go to that team. And then that got around the whole NFL and everybody was kind of like, you know what? We don't need this crap. From what I hear with the Giants, he brought an entourage with him. He had like headphones like these around his neck during the interview with music blaring out of him. And then when he didn't study the playbook as the Giants asked him to, and when Dayball had questions for him and he just kind of blew it off, he didn't know the answers, Dayball kind of went after him. And then Shadeur kind of bit back and went back after the coach. Like, come on. Like, you're not going to get drafted by a team. So you're cutting down teams, some of your options. There's only so many teams that need a quarterback. So, man, I ain't got time for that.
That's the conversation I've really liked hearing over the last couple of days is like, why did this happen and all that stuff. And what it sounds like is like all the teams decided, first off, he's not that talented to be a day one starter. I mean, there's very few teams that even considered him as such, but then you ruin the interview and then that's kind of killed that. So now you're already down to just being a backup. And what team, even the teams that are set at starter, what team wants to have that circus, that media circus, as your backup? Because he's already famous. He's already a celebrity.
He's not only famous,
the infamous.
Infamous. Nice. But you know what I mean? Like the minute your starter starts struggling, people are going to be calling for Shadeur to step up. And the minute the coach is not doing well, they're going to start asking for Dion to come in. Like you're just already inviting just a bunch of crap for your backup, for someone you've already decided isn't that talented. So as much as people want to make it about race, and I think there is a racial component to it, but that's forgetting that the number one pick has been a black quarterback the last 2 years. And
how is it about race though? A lot of people brought up Johnny Manziel and what's his nuts for Tampa Bay.
There's always been this idea that
Baker,
hey, we're gonna teach you, teach you how to be humble. You're a little, you're getting out over your skis. We'll teach you a lesson, and then we'll draft you. That kind of.
I don't think anyone wanted to draft him. I don't think so.
I mean, I'm sure that's part of it, but
people keep bringing up
some of that. Can you see some of that though, where it's like,
but it is
deserved,
right?
I think is it deserved? Is what Bobby said.
Deserved. Did he bring it on himself?
I think in this case it kind of is. I mean, because again, it's a misunderstanding of he thought he already had a job. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not a matter of if I'm going to get picked, it's which team. It's, of course they all want me. You don't want me. And he kind of forgot that it's a little bit different now. Like, and somebody brought up, like, when a student goes from high school to college, they're being recruited. They can choose wherever. They have people eating out of their hands. And then it seemed like Shadeur was maybe bringing that same, philosophy to this when it's the opposite. Right. They have the power. It is still a job interview. You still have to get them to want to invest all the money and the capital and the resources into you. And he didn't earn that.
And his dad is famous for having said, too, when his dad was going through all of this, oh, what pick do you have? Oh, I'll be gone. I don't need to talk to you guys. I'll be gone long before that. So, a lot of that rubs off.
And that's the other thing, too, is because Dion, obviously a very cocky, but he backed it up. And I think because then Shadeur, he's been coached by Dion his whole life, too. So, you've got that kind of nurturing and that voice always there for you. So you kind of start to believe your own hype when really, Dion can do those things because he was talented enough. I don't think Shadeur is.
So my thing, they kept bringing up Johnny Manziel. But Johnny Manziel turned out to be trash. You're comparing yourself to him as an NFL player? That's not somebody I would compare myself to.
I think people were comparing just because people thought that he was still worth taking in the first round, even though he was
okay. But and honestly, from year to year, it's different. How many teams needed a quarterback in the first round? Then how many? Yeah. I mean, and I don't know. I didn't look at the numbers, but Johnny Manziel put up some numbers. I guess Shadeur did, but he didn't win anything.
Oh yeah, Johnny Manziel's his sophomore year, I think, was his big year, or maybe his redshirt freshman. I don't know, but he had 1 year that was his second to last year playing college football. It was just huge. It was insane.
Yeah. And Shadeur never had a season like that.
He never even won a bowl game. I think he was either right near 500 or under 500 as a starting quarterback in college.
Wasn't he also the most sacked quarterback in one of the big conferences? I guess.
Yeah, that was one of the big things was that he doesn't get rid of the ball. He holds it too long.
And he got picked by Cleveland, who apparently the Cleveland quarterback crew was sacked the second most last season. So it's not going to help that situation. But what's funny too is if you see, because it had to have been he ended up getting picked in the 5th round by the Browns, who passed over him so many times. They even got another quarterback before they drafted him, which tells you that they did not plan to draft him. Is this an owner stepping in? And if so, because then the picture of the coach and the GM, they didn't look happy about it at all. And the owner's sitting right next to Stefanski, over his shoulder almost. And you just wonder, like, then, well, how does that translate to the season? We'll see. It's kind of interesting to watch because now they've got 4 quarterbacks, 5 if you count Watson. But what's the depth chart going to be like? Because obviously the owner stepped in on this one. Is he going to? I don't know. I find that interesting. That
news
owner coach balance.
The news that came out today is that his jersey's like the best selling jersey already, like among rookies. And I'm like, you're buying a jersey of a 5th round pick? Like, that's crazy to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Did you guys see the video of Shadeur and Cam Ward working out like on the field?
I've seen 2 videos of it. I've seen 2 different videos.
Yeah, Shadeur asked Cam, he's like, hey, why don't we cut a record together or something? And Cam Ward's response, perfect. He's like, I'm a football player. He's like, you don't do anything else? You don't have any hobbies? Football's my hobby. And it's like, that's what I want my quarterback to be. I want him to focus. And then you look back at Deion. Deion cut a CD. He had an album out. Must Be the Money. I remember that back in the day. But like, do I want my quarterback?
Wasn't he already
by then?
Good
Yes.
then?
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's part of it. Yeah, by then he was already good. But even still, like, if Shadeur turns out to be good down the line, do I want my quarterback trying to release an album like in the offseason or no?
Yeah, and
like,
it's one thing to have your star cornerback doing that. It's another thing to have your quarterback doing it.
Right.
That's
And not to leave the draft, but something I texted you guys earlier, man. What do you guys think of these off-season? Do you guys, and Jamie, you're not on Twitter much, but on Twitter, there's a lot of off-season workout like footage. I saw Justin Ross today looking like a beast. He's looking amazing. Justin Ross. Great. There was another video of Justin Fields and Garrett. What's his receiver's name?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. And, oh my God, is there anybody better? This connection is going to be. They look amazing in this like slow motion video with music. I'm like, I saw another one of. I don't know if it was the Chiefs that released it, but Sky Moore had one. Where he's working out. And I'm like, can we? First of all, Justin Ross and Scott, can we not anymore? Like, please stop with the Sky Moore and Justin Ross talk. But these off-season videos just blow my mind. And then even Patrick Mahomes too. He had one where he's working out and look at his new haircut. He looks like he's ready to. Bro, again, it's more of that talk before it happens.
That's the thing with football, though, is you're gonna be out there, and eventually you have to do it or not do it. You know what I mean? Like Shadeur Sanders. Like I think it's funny, but I don't get all worked up because he's going to be out there at some point, and he's going to either, if he's not prepared, like everybody thinks he won't be, then he's going to get hammered. And if he's, if he can do all this stuff, cut albums and play quarterback and this and that, then he'll do it. Then like you have to get out there and perform. So
and you said at some point he'll be out there, but honestly, as a 5th round pick, the Browns could cut him easily and just be.
Mm-hmm. When I say out there, I mean like even in training camp. I mean,
he'll be on the field at some point. Yeah, I got you.
He's going to have to do something to warrant that spot at some point. So,
is there a team that you thought did really well in the draft, and what did you think about the Chiefs draft? Like, how do you think they did? Not a sports podcast, but we're here.
Right. I'll say, so I don't watch any college football, and I'm obviously not scouting these players or anything, but I went after the first day, on day 2, I went to like ESPN's Draft Central or whatever, and just kind of started writing down some names of some positions that I liked, some players that they had high ranked, and just so I had a list of players to kind of use as a guide. And I'd say, the Chiefs ended up drafting 3 or 4 of the guys I had written down. And and so I was like, okay, so these are guys that were at least rated a certain level. So that's pretty cool. But the only thing that I wish they would have done was gotten to a running back a little sooner than the 7th round, just because that guy, I don't know a whole lot, but he was just lower on there were so many guys that were above him that were available in rounds 4, 5, 6,
I didn't get the running back thing because everybody I heard talking said, they should draft a running back. They're going to. They need this. I mean, when have they ever needed a young? I mean, they don't use a running back, huh?
No, go ahead. Finish your.
They don't use a running back that like they don't. Just get one off the scrap heap. I mean, they've shown that they just plug anybody back there. They don't put anything into it. You know what I mean?
I think that's the problem. I think they should.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to.
Bobby, what were you saying?
No, I just was going to say Pacheco was a 7th rounder, and now they've got another one in Brashard Smith, also a 7th rounder. So I think they liked him.
Yeah. And he was projected. He was projected to go sooner than 7. I mean,
I will say he was a wide receiver before a running back, so he might not have the general running back miles that one has coming out of college. Probably not as many hits on the body. But no, I just you know what? C-Dot Carrington Harrison on the radio at one point said, because he was feeling the same way, should have gone for a running back earlier, and he mentioned that Kareem Hunt, somebody they famously signed, a couple weeks into the season, he had like 5 less carries than Devon Achane, than James Cook, than all these guys, but had so much less yardage. I can't remember the exact numbers, but the idea that like they still are running quite a bit. They just weren't getting very much per play, and they're not getting those chunk explosive yards out of the run game, which help the passing game, which I get.
Because their offensive line is way overrated. But anyway,
I will say that I've never heard of a single player. I've never heard of a single player the Chiefs drafted at all. But that's coming from the guy who doesn't listen to the pre-draft stuff. I don't know these guys. And then I get excited about him for the video, the highlight tape. So, let me tell you real quick, and don't forget what you were going to say, Jamie. But like I was watching it on the weekend. I had Macy with me, and she has zero interest in football, but like I was telling her, oh, this is the draft. And I'm sure she heard boys in her class talk about it, but she's like, oh, who did the Chiefs pick? And I'm like, I don't know. They're about to pick. And this was probably round 3. I think it was Saturday. And I'm like, ooh, Macy, the Chiefs are about to pick. And I'm watching it on my phone because of course she's got the big TV and she's watching YouTube. But I show her, I'm like, oh, look, they picked whoever the hell they picked. And then you know how they start showing the highlight packages, and Macy's she's watching, and she's like, "Oh, it looks like we got a good one. Like he's pretty good. Like it looks like She said it looks like we got a good one, and I didn't have the heart to tell her this is a highlight package. They're not going to show you the bad plays. Everything he's done good is right here in this video. So. But she seemed kind of interested. What were you going to say, Jamie?
That's good. No, I was just going to say, I watch, Andy, you mentioned that you don't watch much college football. I watch an obscene amount of college football. And the only one I had even heard of by the time the season ended was Norman Lott. And I just heard the name. I couldn't have probably told you what position he played. But yeah, that was it. So and two, I wasn't really able to follow the draft very clearly because I was out of town. But
you were out of town because we were texting about the draft, and I realized I'm like, oh, Jamie's out of town. He's probably missing all that.
But yeah,
I will say that, and maybe I'm stupid for this, but I kind of like what the Bears are doing, and maybe it's just because they have Luther Burden now. But I mean, you got Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, you got a quarterback, you got line, you got Tooney. You're building your lineup. I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm excited.
We'll find out if they have a quarterback.
Chicago being my second home, they're my second team. They're my NFC team. So I'm always rooting for Chiefs and Bears.
Yeah.
And the problem is, because I agree, I liked everything they've done, including the coaching change this year.
Yeah.
But this is exactly how I felt last year, though. Probably at the same time. So that's why I'm like kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. Now they've done a lot more to fix the line, but I thought, oh yeah, there's no way with the last place schedule and with Caleb Williams and Keenan Allen, and
Keenan Allen's trash.
No, I know.
I've had him too many times on fantasy football, but maybe in an effort, we need to check the time and tell Mom to forward all the way until here. So in an effort to not put Mom completely to sleep.
It's like the first week where we actually had a huge list of things we wanted to talk about, and we spent the first 25 minutes just on Jamie, and now the second 25 minutes on football.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the draft.
What else? What did we talk about?
Which is funny because you were like, well, it's not a sports podcast, but most of the things you texted us were sports related.
Can we if we can go, how much longer we can go without talking food? I think technically we've already talked food, but
yeah, we did already talk about it.
We talked about menudo, and we talked about
Have you guys ever had pozole?
Yes.
Very good.
I had some from
I don't remember if
Enrique Teocalli. We were at a Chiefs tailgate with him, and he had some pozole.
There's another one, like a soup, that's similar. I can't think of the name of it. But
we slid right back into food like seamlessly.
Can I slide us back to the draft real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, you guys about the Shadeur Sanders thing. We all talked about it already, but the whole prank phone call thing from the kids at Ole Miss and stuff. That was such a big deal. We were all talking about it. I apparently, and I don't know if this was like damage control after the fact, but I started hearing a lot of people say that happens all the time. That other
I was just about to say
get calls.
I heard
prank calls.
Yeah.
I've never heard about this before.
I haven't either.
They said, was it Abdul Carter even? Somebody from the Giants got pranked saying that they were the Brown, like with the 2 pick, that they were going to get taken. And
the next Monday morning, I'm watching Good Morning America, and they were talking about it, and Michael Strahan commented about how when he was drafted, there were no cell phones, and so his buddies would call him and say, "Oh my God, did you see that so-and-so got drafted? And how are you not drafted yet?" And he's like, "Get off the phone. Somebody might be trying to call. Like one of the teams might stop calling."
They had call
me.
waiting.
Before call waiting.
They had call waiting.
Maybe Michael Strahan's family didn't. They only had 3-way.
These guys come from low-income areas sometimes, and they can only afford one line.
One line, so
no waiting.
But anyways, I thought that was kind of funny just to put it in perspective. I'm like, yeah, we didn't have cell phones when we were a kid. We didn't. I remember when call waiting was new. Like I remember before we had call waiting, and we would just get busy signals all the time. That would drive me nuts. I'm like, what are they doing on the phone for like 3 hours? Like, who are you talking to? Busy signal.
Yeah.
Kids today wouldn't know what a busy signal sounded like.
I don't even remember what it sounds like. Could you do it from memory?
Wasn't it like a
yeah, that's right.
Wow.
I think that's it.
We
also had a phone number we called to see what time it was.
Yeah.
Time and temp.
877 any 4 numbers after
UMB Bank time 6:42.
Well, I mean, we also had a phone number to call for movie times too.
Movie phone. Yes, we did.
Anyway, back to how do you think you would feel if you were that kid and you had to live in the same house as your dad, who you basically just screwed over and got him in big time trouble at work? I can't imagine like sitting at the dinner table across from your dad. Like, so how was your day today?
and no, dad, but he was a former football player too, so know he's probably doesn't suffer fools. You know, he probably.
What if we had done that?
$100,000. Like you basically cost your dad. Could you imagine sitting across the dinner table from dad and have your paws right in front of you at the table, and you just cost dad $100,000? Like
I would tell him no allowance for the neck until you pay that off.
You're grounded.
Allowance. Yes.
Also, it wasn't even a good prank call. Like there was no punchline to it at all. Like,
well, wait longer was the punchline. I think wait longer. I don't know. If we would have cost dad $100,000, do you think he would have whipped us? He seems to forget every time he whipped us, but
probably
I think he would have.
Yes.
I think he
would.
Let's
ask him, Dad. Would you have?
Would you have whipped us? By the way, so I spent some quality time with my father this week, and in the car, I don't know how we were talking about it, but he said that his first job was at a bank, and he made $2.10 an hour.
Wait.
What? That's insane.
Was he a waiter at this bank or what? I get $2. Who?
$2.10 an hour.
Well, we got to remember this is during the Great Depression because Dad's old.
This is during World War II or World War One.
So imagine if we cost our dad $100,000 and he only made $2.10 an hour.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, he was still living with grandma at this time. This wasn't like when he was an adult. This was his first job. But anyway.
Yeah. I told Bobby, I remember this coach he used to be the defensive coordinator for the Jets. And then he was the coach after they fired Salo last year. But I remember him from Hard Knocks, and he seems like a guy who's pretty rough around the edges. So I don't think that was very pleasant at home.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't raise children very well either.
Yeah. I mean,
obviously.
The punchline of wait longer, like you couldn't even have done like is your refrigerator running?
I was about to say,
chase it. Like that would have been much better than wait longer. Yeah.
I think I would have probably just left it like, yeah, we're going to pick you with the next pick. All right, bye. And then you don't get picked. Then isn't that?
Yeah.
That's really the better.
That would have been better. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
But
fucking great.
It makes me wish it really makes me regret that, or I'm upset that we don't get a Hard Knocks for the off season because all this Shadeur talk, I remember watching the Giants. No, so this is going to lead into the next thing too. But you remember last year with the Giants, there was video of the interviews that Daboll did with Jalen Daniels and Caleb Williams, and he did that exact same thing of like, we're mid conversation. He's like, "Wait, you remember that play I gave you at the beginning of the meeting? Like, what was that? It was, and that was all fascinating. I loved watching that. I would have. There's nothing I would have paid to see, or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, there's no limit to what I would have paid to see Shadeur's meeting with Daboll. Like, that would have been great. And we don't get any of that this offseason because the Giants was such a debacle that I don't think any team wanted to sign up for it. So they were going to do Bill Belichick at UNC for Hard Knocks. But I don't know if you guys heard about that getting canceled, getting involved, and the reason why.
Feel free to share the story.
I read this is the first thing I did this morning when I woke up. I was waiting for the water to get warm in the shower. But The Athletic had a story about it was Bill Belichick's new young girlfriend that really ruined the whole deal because she wanted to be in a lot of control of everything, of what they were shooting and what they were going to air and all that stuff. And so she spooked off HBO or NFL Films or whatever, and they left. And you can tell it was her and not Bill, because I guess there's so much that he had sent out emails and whatnot talking about how much he loved this when he wanted to do it. He was looking forward to doing this with NFL Films. He's loved NFL Films his whole career, waiting for the right opportunity. So he wanted to do it, but they pulled out, and they didn't, and NFL Films didn't like leave any comments. They wrapped it up quickly, and they just said the conversations became uncomfortable or something. And so, so she kind of tanked the deal.
As you know, I like my CBS Sunday Morning.
Yes. Did anybody else see that?
Because I'm 90 years old, but they had Bill Belichick on. And
I'm 50 years old.
They showed one clip where they asked Bill, because his girlfriend was there in the corner, and they made it clear that she was there. And they asked him, "So how did you two meet?" And you could just hear, "Nope, we're not answering that. We're not answering that." And the interviewer was
I love that story.
The interviewer's like, "Oh, okay. Is that not okay to answer?" But from what I've read, they edited that interview a lot because she interrupted a lot during the interview. And she's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess.
So the reason that's apparently controversial is because they've told people that they met on a flight to Palm Beach, Palm Beach or West, something like that. But there is speculation, and it's all it is speculation, that maybe she was a call girl or an escort or something, and that's why she didn't want to go into that.
I heard that
allegedly, supposedly.
I heard that as well, and that makes sense to me. And especially with this Athletic article where it talked about her like trying to register LLCs and stuff, and Chapel Bill LLC and Belichick Productions and all stuff. She's like registering all that stuff. So she is, trying to get as much of this out of it as she can. So it just suddenly just started feeling much more arranged. Yeah.
Crazy.
A relationship of convenience.
I don't know if it was legit, but because everything I hear now, I have to kind of take with a grain of salt. But
sure,
apparently her previous boyfriend was like 62.
I don't know that.
Really? I didn't hear that. I hadn't heard that.
Again, who knows if it's true or not? But
she's got a type.
Yeah,
Bobby, you're getting there. Anyway, I was gonna say. Wait, hang on. There's one more thing I was gonna say. Oh, that CBS thing though. Somebody pointed out that even for Bill Belichick, he looked really disheveled in that interview. Like he had just like I think there was a big old hole in his sweatshirt that he was wearing, like right in the chest.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I'm like,
that's his deal. That's his gimmick.
But somebody even said, like, even before, like, when he would cut off his sleeves and everything, and like everything seemed very specific and purposeful. Like he did that, he had his hair cut, he had, it was cut a certain way or something, not just like he rolled out of bed and grabbed, whatever was laying around.
60% of the time, it works every time.
He used to be in control of all of his press conferences, but it seemed like he had terrible answers too.
It's hard for me to believe that like they would be like, "Hey man, are you sure you want to go on with that hole in your sweater?" Yeah, roll. Like I don't know. That seems weird to me. But
yeah, I don't know. All right, that's all I had on that.
Well, we're at an hour. I found the text to you guys. Let me run through.
Give us a true runs here.
Yeah, I'm looking for my. Where's my
I can't
theme?
help you because I have no access to anything.
I see the end of Rudy's runs, but Andrew, find it for me.
I think we might be missing it.
We can't officially do it unless I have the opening.
Let's just use the end as the opening, and we'll bookend it.
Open it up.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
It isn't even that important. But so some of the things that happened this week. I don't know if you guys saw Giannis Antetokounmpo and Tyrese Halliburton's dad. They got into it. Okay. Then the other we'll grab back at the end. The other talk on Twitter. I don't know if you guys heard this debate going on. Who would win between a gorilla and 100 men? I don't know. And then you guys hearing that feedback?
I did. I don't know what that was about.
Anyways, also this isn't nationwide news, but I went to the new Smalls in Blue Springs, and it was a disaster. So we could talk about that. And the Savannah Bananas sold out. I forgot which college stadium it was. 81,000.
Clemson.
Clemson completely sold out to see the Savannah Bananas. And I'm sorry, I may alienate our podcast here, but if you are taking your child to the Savannah Bananas, you are doing that child a disservice.
But you take your kid to go see the Harlem Globetrotters, right?
I was just about to say that.
Okay, I do not. I've honestly, I've never seen the Harlem Globetrotters, but
Mom and Dad took us when we were kids, right?
They took me to see Washington Generals, and then
I've never ever seen him. I was fascinated because I believe JJ and his father took you to see them, and you had that Diamond Jubilee program that was like oversized. I've never seen them. The closest I got to seeing the Harlem Globetrotters, and this is why they separate themselves from the Savannah Bananas, is because they were on Gilligan's Island and Scooby-Doo. So. And that's how I know Curly Neal, and that's how they became famous. I don't know any of these fools what are they doing to baseball? Like, come, and the umpires that are twerking, it's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And luckily my son is, 18 now, but if he was 7 or 8 and came to me and said, "Dad, can we go see the Savannah Bananas?" I'd slap him in his face, and then we'd buy 2 tickets to the Royals game.
Now, are they playing the same team every time? Like, who's the team that the Savannah Bananas are playing?
I don't.
They seem to always be in pink. They seem to always be in pink.
No,
like
yellow. They're bananas. We're yellow.
No, the bananas are in yellow,
playing.
but the opposing team's in pink. Like all the clips I see,
Well,
it seems like the same team.
They played the Monarchs here in Kansas City because a company I know was involved with it. So I think they played the Monarchs.
So I know they played at the Monarch Stadium. Did they actually play the Monarchs? I was going to say I think they did.
Oh,
but
yeah, maybe they did.
I know they played at the stadium.
Played at the.
Okay.
We lost.
I think we kind of glossed over Andy's little comment there. He went to go see a Washington Generals game.
Yeah.
They just happened to be playing the Globetrotters.
And then I got a bucket of confetti thrown in my face for some reason. I don't get it. It's not funny.
Yeah,
but
I don't. I'm kind of with you on that one. I can't explain it. It's
so. I know I said we can do a grab bag and decide what we want to talk about, and then I just turned off to talking on that one. So that's all. I mean, that's all I had. I think.
What'd you say before the bananas?
You're gonna have to.
That's the problem with the saying them all at once is then I forget.
Oh, I said I went to Smalls Hamburgers in Blue Springs. It was a nightmare. And then Gorilla versus 100 Men.
How many times did you say you're killing me, Smalls, while you were there?
0. Surprisingly.
What is Smalls?
It's a Sliders. It's a Sliders burger joint.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. Yeah.
Sliders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The food was I almost said fantastic, but I need to calm. I mean, it wasn't out of this world. I mean, it was solid food. Prices were fine. They just forgot my order. Like, so it's a drive-through, and obviously it's busy. They've been open a week. And going there, so we had some business to take care of with Manny's cars. We dropped it off down the street, and so I told Manny, I'm like, hey, this new Sliders place open. Let's go stop by. So the drive-thru's packed, and I'm like, well, let's walk up. There's no inside dining. It's like basically a what do you call what's barcade? What do you call those? It's a storage container,
like
it's
a shipping container.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it's a shipping container, and then they've got like a patio with the roof and lights hanging and like little AstroTurf and tables, so you could sit outside. I don't know what they're gonna do in the wintertime. It's just gonna be purely a drive-through. But so we get out, we go order our food. Like I said, we wanted to try. So we spent more than we probably normally would because we wanted to try their sauce, which they charged $1 for, which was crazy. And we wanted to try the cheese because they'll sell you a cup of cheese to dip your queso to dip your hamburger in. Like weird.
Dip your balls in it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I want to give me a plate of something. Anyway, so we ordered our food and we're waiting and they're calling names and I noticed we've been waiting a little while and then they call a name. I'm like, oh, that guy was in front of us. So we're still, and then the next guy, he was in front of us too, but we should be next. Then they call another name and it's not us. And I'm like, we didn't order like a crazy amount of food. They called one more name and it wasn't us. And I thought, okay, I need to go stand on business. I go up to the window. I'm like, did I miss a name or something? Did you not call Rudy, order for Rudy? And the girl, and these are all teenagers. I got to back off a little bit again. It's their first week, but she's at the window. She still has the window open. And she's like, guys, we were just talking about this order for Rudy. Did anybody? And they're talking and I can't hear the people in the back. And then the window shuts. And I'm like, okay. So I sit there and I wait. A couple more names are called. Then the window slides open again. And she's like, sir, how long have you been waiting? And I'm like, it's been about 40 minutes now since I've ordered, which was a lie. I extended it
long enough.
It was actually like 35-ish minutes, but I wanted to, you round up. So 35, you round up to 40. So she's like, can I see your receipt? And I thought, oh, she's going to catch me.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
But I wasn't lying that much. It felt like 40 minutes. So I give her my receipt and then she goes, okay, I'm going to get them to get on this order right now. And I'm like, you didn't do that 3 orders ago when I came up here? Like, what do you mean right now? And I'm like, you know what? You could just give me my money back and just give me my money and I'll get out of here. But Manny was kind of like, well, we're here already. We still need to eat. And But now I'm in a crunch for time because I got to get Manny back home to Blue Valley, then get back north to get to work. It was a whole thing. Food came out pretty solid food. It honestly was pretty good. The waffle fries, Bob, you had it the other day. Did you enjoy it? I think you said you liked it. You didn't have the fries?
But I had the burgers. They were good.
Did you get a Biggie Smalls?
No.
So Biggie Smalls is 2 patties, 2 slices of cheese, and then I added bacon on it. But what I didn't think was they're charging 99 cents for bacon. It's a slider. The piece of bacon was like that big. It was tiny. And when I actually, and when they rushed my order, they forgot the queso that Manny ordered. They forgot the sauce. So I had to go back up there and get that. Go back to my seat. I get to my Biggie Smalls. There's no bacon on it. I paid $1 for this piece of bacon. I go back up. Hey, I didn't get any bacon on my Biggie Smalls. And I thought she would just give me another one, but she's like, okay, can I see it? And I gave it to her. And then put a piece of bacon on the one I already had. I should have taken I don't know. But I think the thing that burned me though, knowing that it's your opening week, you got to have some free burgers under the counter, like coupons or vouchers. Sorry, we're taking a long time. I wasn't offered a thing. Like I said, I suggested them, you know what, just give me my money back. But she kind of didn't want to hear that. She acted stupid. Like she didn't hear it.
I didn't know how to work a refund. Like how do I give this guy his money back?
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, no free anything. But I mean, if I had to just review the food, I give it a thumbs up. It was good food.
The girl was probably like, you want the food. Look, you want the food.
She did constantly tell me how sorry she was. I'm so sorry. Well, if you were that sorry, you'd give me a free burger or something. Come on. But anyway,
that had spit on it, right? Your burger had spit on it, among other things.
You know what? When the window was open, I saw their operation back there. It wasn't really a high tech thing. It kind of almost. It didn't gross me out, but it just looked like there were a bunch of burgers on a table and they were just putting hats on them. Throw a pickle on that one, put a hat on that,
So the Biggie Smalls, were there any other rapper named burgers?
No, I mean, their menu is there's 4 combos. One is 2 burgers, one is 3 burgers, one is 4 burgers, and the other one I don't know. And then there's the Biggie Smalls.
You say burger? Or 4 burgers?
No, Fur Burger. Fur Burger is the number 4 on the menu.
Okay, gotcha.
They've got waffle fries. They've got a cup of queso. They've got the small. I forgot. They have a stupid name for their sauce, like a smoss or something like that. That's not even clever. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then I think they stand on their milkshakes. They also have milkshakes there as well. So.
Nice.
I didn't order one of those, but I don't know. I didn't go to Burger King. That was Pulp Fiction. Sorry, that was just in my head. But anyway, that was my trip to Smalls. Food was solid though. I'll say that.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah. I don't know why the Gorilla versus 100 Men was on Twitter. Where did that come from?
And one of the other ones I wanted to get into discussion with, but I can't remember what you said. But the Gorilla and the 100 Men. This is so. First of all, at first I would say the 100 Men, but now I'm kind of leaning towards the Gorilla because 100 Men. Let's say the first 10 to 15 are really going to get jacked up. It's almost like Saving Private Ryan, the opening scene where they're storming the beach. Yeah. Those dudes are going to just get massacred. Right. Now their corpses are going to fly into the people behind. And it depends. Are you surrounding this gorilla, or are you all coming? What's your strategy here?
All the AI videos. All the AI videos I saw.
If you can get them on videos.
Yes, people went to Grok on Twitter or AI. Yeah, and it shows the men surrounding the gorilla. But go ahead, Jamie.
Do you go? What's your strategy? Do you go for the legs? If you get him on his back, I think you have a better shot. I say that, and I saw a video today of a gorilla just grabbing a guy by his leg and just dragging him just because he could, and then letting go. And this guy was just freaked out. I can't believe we're having this discussion because I just saw this video tonight.
Right.
that they're showing how strong they are. But then the guys are, like you said, their dead bodies are going to get in the way of the guys behind them. So like guy 86 through 100, guys 86 through 100 really aren't going to have much impact. I mean, they could do like a tush push type of thing, and they could just squash the gorilla and like suffocate him. Maybe, I don't know.
So I should have downloaded this video, because when I first saw this debate, I was kind of like, well, 100 men, obviously, but you all have to attack him at the same time. Like, it's not like a TV show where 100 people are fighting and he knocks this guy out, and then and they're like waiting their turn to each get the crap knocked out of him. Like, no, you got to attack him at once. Let's be honest. Like, let's go at this gorilla at once. Yeah. But then I saw a video on Twitter of two gorillas fighting, and no one's going to beat a gorilla. There's no way. Like, the gorilla would just destroy everyone. I mean, the speed and the power of this thing was insane. I saw another video where there was a kid like tapping on the glass at like a zoo or something. Or no, he did this. He did this. The kid, he was behind the glass at the zoo, and he pounded his chest, and the gorilla caught him. Like,
how did it go?
And so the gorilla caught him with this periph and just beeline for the window and jumped against it, shattered the window like there were cracks like all over, scared the shit out of everyone. They went running. It was hilarious. But yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna. No, a gorilla would beat everyone. So
100 men can't rip another man's arm out of its socket.
Yeah,
going for a little.
What was that from?
Going for a little Star Wars there.
Star Wars.
Okay.
Wookiee,
Wookiee.
whatever.
Yeah.
Droids don't rip people's arms out of their sockets. Wookiees are.
What episode was that?
That's
what
4.
episode?
A New Hope.
Nobody's watching. That's 4.
It's the first one. Just say the first one. Jeez, the other ones don't count. Sorry, Kevin.
It's weird. It's weird because I work at Ford with some young people, and they seem to think that the first episodes 1 through 3 are the best, and they're like, "That crap you guys were watching in the '80s was stupid." I'm like, "You can't be serious."
I don't understand it.
Surely you can't be serious.
And it is. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. And it is like it is an age. It is an age thing, though. Can I still be Garth? Because my like Kaylee's like cousins, like the newer generation, they all love the new Star Wars, and even like the grandparents that they have watching it that didn't watch it in the 70s because they were already too old for it. They even like the new ones because they watch it with the grandkids. It's like if you're just, I don't know, if you're starting there, maybe you get into it, but I don't see how. It's so boring.
I've tried,
pointless.
I've tried to rewatch them from the beginning, and I can't get through the. I mean, I'll get halfway through the first one. The second one is terrible.
I highly recommend if you ever YouTube Red Letter Media is the name of the company or whatever. I've sent it to you.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Because it's just takes like beat for beat the movie and just explains to you why this does not work. None of it works. Like there's and it does all three movies of the 1, 2, and 3, but they do them in order. The first one alone tells you like there's no protagonist in the movie because nobody knows what they're doing. Like nobody, and the person that's narrating it tells you like it gives you all the examples throughout history of movie, of sci-fi of like you have a protagonist who meets, has a, just like basic story structure. And it's like it's all out the window in this movie. And one of my favorite things, just real quick to illustrate it, like if you look at the first Star Wars in the 70s, what is the end? It's just the run on the Death Star, right? Then you go to Empire Strikes Back. Now it's two things because you've got Luke and Vader, and you've got trying to escape from Cloud City with Han and Leia. Like now it's two different things. Then in Return of the Jedi, now you've got they're trying to destroy the Death Star. They're on Endor with the Wookiees, and there's Luke and Vader. Like it just keeps getting thinner and thinner and just spread out. By the time you get to Phantom Menace, like it's all over the place. You've got a battle with droids. You've got Anakin in space. You've got Qui-Gon and Darth Maul fighting. It's just you're just spread everywhere.
I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah, I mean it's true though. When they start pointing out all these things, I'm like, yeah, this movie is flawed, like from the get go. Like it's about a trade. It's about a trade dispute.
Yeah, it's just
which is very topical.
Right.
That's true. And did he try to impose tariffs?
They imposed tariffs on a planet with just penguins, which was weird. I don't know.
Ewoks, just like indoor. Yeah, it's just
Ewoks. It was Endor.
And the Gungans.
Misa no like tariffs. That was a little Jar Jar Binks. All this talk because May the 4th is coming up, and which we've got our. I don't know. I mean, are we ready to?
Yeah, this leads right into your clip.
Yeah, I would say. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you.
I was gonna say the best. Unless you're gonna do all 4 of them, the best one to me is the Stewie one.
The Stewie one is by far the best. Yeah.
The take your kid to work one. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll pick those two. Clips of the week. May the 4th be with you.
Well, I mean, there's this little hole. It was kind of an aesthetic choice by the architect, and if you shoot a laser into this hole, the station blows up.
All right, so we're gonna plug up that hole?
Yeah, we can get it done tomorrow if price is no object. We'll get estimates.
Get estimates, yeah.
I watched that like 10 times tonight, and I laugh every single time.
I think you need to be a hardcore Star Wars nerd to get that one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Here's the other one.
Gary, where is Jessica? Isn't today take your daughter to work day?
No one actually does that.
Gary, you promised.
Here you go, baby.
Who is this little girl?
Oh, Lord Vader. It's take your daughter to work day, and I know, I'm sorry for bringing her, but, my wife says I never see her, and let's be honest, she's right, okay? She's right. It. I love my daughter.
That really hits me where I live. Are you having fun being at work with your father? I know I'm scary.
That's pretty funny. Here, this one's really quick. I'm playing this one too. I like this one. Sorry.
Okay, kid. Mr. Akbar here is ready to take this ad campaign coast.
Why'd you stop it?
I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Somebody did. One more time. Let's
okay, kid. Mr. Akbar here is ready to take this ad campaign coast to coast. What have you come up with?
Akbar's fish sticks from the sea, they cook so tender and flaky. Whip some up for you and me. To pass them up is a big mistakey, yeah.
Big mistakey?
It's a no, guys.
I think it works better as an instrumental anyway.
Yeah, I think we've reached like really hardcore Star Wars nerddom.
I mean, I am a Star Wars fan. Andrew, I don't know. I know Bobby and Jamie, the answer is no, but have you watched any of the oh, you've got a little shirt. Did you get that at Disney?
No, I got it for Disney, actually.
Are you talking about Andor?
Yeah, I was gonna say Andor. So the season 2 just started. I watched season 1. I enjoyed it to an extent, and then it got to a point where I think I was just telling myself I liked it because everybody around me was, but I liked the prison breakout type thing. But then a lot of it lost me. I gotta say it. A lot of it lost me. So, but I think I'm gonna try season 2 here soon. But did you start season 2, Jamie?
I have not. No, I haven't started season 2 on a lot of things. But I did start season 5 of You. Bobby, I think you're a You watcher, right?
Oh, I've never seen that.
Season 1 is all I've seen.
You've only done season 1? Oh, man. Okay. Well,
wow. Well,
yeah. Good show on Netflix.
Okay, well, let's jump in. Yeah, let's jump into recommendations because I last night saw the movie Sinners, which is friggin' amazing. It's unbelievable. Like I don't even know. I don't want to spoil anything. So it's a vampire movie. I think that's known, but it's very it's got a From Dusk Till Dawn feel. And I haven't seen From Dusk Till Dawn in a long time, but I do remember when I watched it, it seems like two separate movies. Like it's a movie in the beginning and then the end just turns into a vampire movie. And that's exactly the way this was. Because at one point we're an hour into the movie and Kim leans over, she's like, I thought this was gonna be a vampire movie. And I'm like, just chill. Oh, maybe I shouldn't go there. I should have talked to you guys before this. We were at Northland, the movie theater by my house, and I'll wait and talk to you guys when the show's over because I had an issue at the movie theater. But go ahead.
If there was going to be a vampire movie Olympics, would this movie medal? Because I mean, clearly Lost Boys gets the gold, right?
And I knew you would say that, and I don't remember Lost Boys. I was a kid when we watched it. I need to watch it again.
You need a homework assignment to watch it before next episode.
On a side note, I don't need a homework assignment because I just started school, which we could maybe do a bit on that down the road. That
should have been the clip of the week. Back to school. Back to school.
Or I just watched Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield the other day, and when he was handing out pins to everybody, and then he gets to start taking notes. He's like, I gave all my pins away. And then he takes it back from one of the kids and he's like, here, have an eraser. So I don't know. It's funny. But I was about to start my class. Like literally the button was there and it said, start course now. And I was literally getting ready to click it. And then I got a phone call. Everything went haywire. I told you guys I was going to go see Cheech and Chong. And my plans got turned upside down, so that didn't happen. But Cheech and Chong is only going to play through tomorrow. It's at 3 theaters tomorrow: Shawnee B&B, AMC 20, and one other place. And there's only one showing at AMC in Independence at 1:00. I think I'm going to try to make that. I'm going to go to the gym and then go back and see that. But anyways,
the gym.
Yeah, I go to the gym every Thursday. What
Jim who?
JIM.
You guys do that joke every single time I say I'm going to the gym.
I love that story.
I should say, Jim's Tamales, or like that's the only gym restaurant that I can think of. But anyway, because I'm fat. Sinners, go see it. Really good. It's very much it's a not a timepiece. That's a watch. What do you call it?
Period piece.
Period piece.
Dime
or
piece?
Is that or is the period piece when
don't.
I had one period joke before. It was hilarious.
Yeah, well, that's disgusting.
You were just what's the word?
Women don't like sexist jokes.
Telegraphing.
Women don't like sexist jokes. Period. See what I did there?
See what you eventually did there.
So real quick,
I bet. Sorry. Go ahead.
The movie, if mom and dad are listening, which mom's probably asleep by now, but dad, when she wakes up, tell her that it's probably not for you guys because there is some symbolism. There was a really, God, I don't want to sound like a film nerd, but there's a really beautiful sequence in the juke joint where, all of a sudden, like you're in the middle of you're in the 1930s. But then there's like a DJ, and then there's like it goes through like the history of like black music, and it's if you don't know anything about it, it's an African American. I'm trying to say that. How do you say it correctly? It's a black movie. I don't know how else to say it.
You can say
it's a black movie.
Teach us about African American culture. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's what I'll teach you about African American culture, because I wasn't going to tell you. I was going to tell you after the show, but now I decided, you know what? Comedians say this all the time. It's known. But man, black people talk in movies. Like it's a vampire movie, and I'm sitting next to, it was pretty packed. This is selling really well. So my row is completely full, and we're sitting there, and it's a vampire movie. So there's some things, and all I could hear next to me, oh no. No. Girl. And I'm getting so angry. I'm like, it blew my. It is so frustrating. The whole movie. No, girl.
Oh, see, this is not Nam. This is bowling. There are rules.
But anyways, long story short, that's my recommendation for this week. Sinners, go see it.
Real quick, Them turned out amazing. I finished it on the plane. Very good. You should watch it. First season only. Go ahead.
Okay. Andrew, Bob?
So I watched, I'm on the last episode of Running Point. There's only one season and it's 10 episodes. I'm on episode 10. I like it a lot. It is, were you a fan of the Mindy Project by any chance?
Never watched it.
It reminds me a lot of that show, just like the style, the writing and whatnot. Because it's Mindy.
So she
Kaling.
wrote it. Yeah.
Or she's a producer at least, but yeah, she's definitely one of the creative minds. So it kind of has that same feel. And there's always anytime there's a sports show or a sports movie, I always kind of judge it based on what does the gameplay look like how well do they film the basketball or the football or whatever. And in this case, I don't think they do a very good job with that. It looks kind of, but that's not what the show's really about. It's more about the family that runs the team, and it's got some good jokes and some good stuff. So I'd recommend it. It's a good quick watch.
So wait, how long are the episodes?
Like a half hour.
Are they? Okay. Maybe
in that range. Some are a little longer, some are a little shorter, but yeah. No, funny cast, good stuff. There's a whole Mexican kind of character and his kind of side story that's fun.
There's no Mexicans in the NBA. Come on.
They are in Los Angeles.
In the NBA?
He's not a player.
You gotta watch.
I won't say anything else.
He's a janitor.
Not a player.
But yeah. And then something else I'll recommend that I know you guys won't try because you guys will have to get a streaming service for it, or you can use my password. But I don't know if you guys have heard of Dropout TV. It's like it came from College Humor. Do you remember College Humor? It's a website. They do videos. So now they have a streaming service, Dropout. They've had it for a few years. And they have a couple different shows on there that are pretty good. But the show that I've been watching, because the streaming service, it's really cheap. It's like $3 or something, $5. My brother-in-law turned me on to it, but started watching it. The show called Game Changer, which is like a game show with comedians, improvisers, and nobody knows what the game is or how to play the game. The game changes every episode. They play a different game, and nobody is told what to do. They just start playing it, and the contestants kind of have to figure out what they're supposed to be doing and what the point is, and it's really funny. It's there's always like mini games. There's always something, but like again, nobody ever has any idea what they're doing until they start doing it, and it's really fun. So I'd recommend Dropout TV in general. Cheap streaming service if you're looking for that kind of improv, goofy comedy. And then Game Changers is the name of the show. It's really good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Bob,
what do you got?
Anything?
No recommendations. No, I recommend that you make sure that you have a second computer in your family so don't end up having to use a 18-year-old computer to record your podcast with your brothers. And this has bummed me out too, because with Cinco de Mayo and May the 4th, I would have loved to have commented on things, but I just, between not being able to hear the drops.
With Rudy, with your bow on your shirt, your red bow, and right on top of Bobby's head, it looks like he's got a Minnie Mouse bow. It did there for a second. Anyway.
My recommendation for Bobby was going to be you stop using Cricket Wireless as your internet provider. So
not the internet provider, I don't think. I think it's the computer. But anyway.
Okay.
Quit Sorry, I brought award. Down. Yeah. I need to get rid of the resting bitch face, but yeah, it's kind of ticks you off. Anyway,
I was going to make
listening to you guys.
Thanks, brother.
Good.
There you go.
I didn't hear.
So yeah,
go ahead. Wait. What I said? Thanks, brother. And then you're supposed to use the drop that says,
"Oh, you don't have to thank me, brother. You just have to pay me."
Yes.
I set you guys up, and you guys
Sorry.
dropped the ball.
I was trying to make a joke when he said resting bitch face, and I was going to make a. Never mind. God, it would have been poor taste.
Glad you went back for that one.
Yeah.
Poor taste. Do you guys have a Quit Acting Stupid award? I've got one that I can suggest, but we could talk about it, especially because LeBron's about to exit stage left in the playoffs. And there's a bunch of drops right there. We could have used this one.
LeBron James.
And this
Playoffs?
one. Anyway, so yeah, LeBron James. There's this video going around Twitter, which I found amusing. I'm getting sick of the NBA in general. I mean, I like watching the NBA, but it's turning into soccer. They're flopping so much. It's embarrassing. And I talked about it last podcast about watching hockey and NBA side by side and just the difference. But this video is going around Twitter and just kind of shows LeBron James who he really is. Check it out.
Look at him. Watch these. Watch the sheet. Nah, Brian. Nah, Brian. Look at him.
So if you're listening on Spotify, you've probably seen the clip. It's him. He had just gotten fouled or something. He's laying on the ground and he's covering his face. And then they zoom in on him. The cameraman zooms in and he lifts his face and he's just looking around as if to say, like, okay, can I get up now? Or like, it's terrible. I hate all the flopping.
He's no Jordan, and he will never be Jordan. And
never.
Was I the only one that heard in that TikTok the fact that whoever's doing the TikTok needs to stop doing that and replace the batteries in their smoke detector?
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it.
Play it again. Play it again. Are you serious?
I didn't hear it. Hold on.
Look at him. Watch these. Watch the sheet. Nah, Brian. Nah, Brian.
Yeah, you're right.
Brother, come on, get off the TikTok and put the battery in your smoke detector.
You know, it's been doing it all day too.
Oh, sure.
That wasn't the first one.
You mentioned that, and I've been in this house for a year and a half. I don't think I've ever changed the batteries in my smoke detector. Aren't you supposed to do it every daylight savings?
We just take them down. Whenever they start chirping, we take them down. I think we're down to like one smoke detector in the whole house.
When I had a house in Liberty, like the ceilings, like right there on that like landing when you come up the stairs from the living room, there was one like that we had to borrow like a painter's ladder to climb up. It was terrible. It was terrible. And those things don't work where you reach up like.
No, they don't.
They don't work.
It shoved my light bulb into the ceiling. Yeah, it was not good. I stand on my refrigerator to change light bulbs now. Anyway.
Well, anyway, yeah. I think
so. You want to take us home, Bob?
We put that.
LeBron got the Quit Acting Stupid award.
Yeah, I'll say LeBron got the Quit Acting Stupid award. Update: Minnesota just knocked him out of the playoffs. So yeah, good day for.
This has been painful to watch an hour and 38 minutes of you guys talking and me not being able to participate. So,
well, the floor is yours now, Bob. Anything that you want.
Nah, I'm sure my internet will mess up.
You know what though? I will say, and I know we got to end this, but we were doing recommendations. Born in East LA, which a lot of our talk and a lot of our clips and a lot of our intro is from Born in East LA. It's free on Tubi, on the Tubi streaming service. If you've got it, I think they throw commercials in there, but I've been watching it the last couple nights, and yeah, it brings back some good memories. So yeah, there you go.
Well, for until next time,
anything that I want.
Jamie and
LeBron James.
Thank you. Hey, quit acting stupid.
Not to get into too much troubles, okay?